So good afternoon all. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of this session. It's now time to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Rajesh Verma, Professor and Dean, Mittal School of Business, Lovely Professional University. He has excelled in the areas of market orientation, political marketing, business models, marketing research, and strategic management. Having 19 plus years of experience, has acted as a resource person in more than 35 faculty development programs and has organized 8 national and international level conferences and workshops. He has published 18 case studies and 50 research papers in journals and has done enormous amount of work in publishing books. He has also received Research Appreciation Award from Honorable Minister of Human Resource Development, Government of India. I welcome you, Dr. Verma.
Thank you, Rishi.
So we also have with us Mr. Guneet Paul Singh, head of the department Soft Skills. He is a corporate trainer and a team leader with wide range of expertise and an experience of 13 years as a soft skill trainer, corporate trainer, training manager, content developer, student counselor, and administrator. I welcome you, sir, as well. We also have with us the most appropriate person to take up the queries regarding admissions, Ms. Kavisha, Assistant Professor, Lovely Professional University, having 8+ years of experience pursuing PhD in gamification, having more than 12 international publications, and has won Best Smart Education Award from Ministry of Urban Affairs. So this was all about the speakers of the day, and it's now over to Dr. Verma for the content of the day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rishi. Sorry, this.
Perfectly visible, Dr. Verma.
Everything is fine. PPT and
Yeah,
everything is fine. Right. Okay,
all
fine. So, very good evening to all of you. And the today session is on student experiences, the clubs in the MBA program. And before I actually venture into the real discussion, let me tell you what the agenda would be today for this webinar. I'll briefly give you a small introduction about the school from where we are. I'll talk about major industry trends and what is the expectation from the students. What all MBA options do we have for the students to pursue at LPU? And then we'll talk about the student experience, in which probably we'll talk mainly about the clubs at Mittal School of Business and how these clubs actually help you develop the overall all-round personality. And finally, we'll pick up a few questions from all of you. And whatever questions you would have, we'll try and answer those questions. So coming to the first point, the school was started in 2001, and so you can see that we would have now more than 2 decades of experience in providing quality education. I am sure most of you would know that Government of India, through Ministry of Education, they conduct one NRIF ranking every year, and we feel proud to mention that our school is featuring amongst the top 50 B schools of the country. So that should give you the confidence, because it's a government ranking, and any institution which comes in top 50 institutions, I think the quality would be assured. On the international dimension, we have accreditation from ACBSP USA. And just to mention that we were among the first 10 institutions in India to be accredited by ACBSP USA. And what probably it would mean for the students is that this should give you a confidence that our curriculum is at par with the global standard, because when ACBSP USA would accredit any program, they would look at par with the global standards. So that's what the confidence students should get from this. In our school, we would have 3 different disciplines. We run around 25 different programs from management, commerce, and economics. And finally, if I mention one strength of the school, we have students from all states of the country, and we would have more than 350 students from 25 different countries of the world, right? So all states of India and 25 different countries, you'll find students all sitting across in your class, and this would bring in a lot of intercultural discussions which help you in developing your overall personality. So going to the second part, talking about major industry trends and expectations from the students. I'll not go into details because there are a lot of changes which the industry is witnessing now, but I'll quickly take you through a few changes what is happening in the industry, and because of those changes, what are the expectations from the MBA students. So to mention a few, uh, technology savviness is the first thing which is actually in demand. And I'm sure I don't need to explain this to all of you, because you saw in last 1.5 year, uh, organizations which were more technology savvy, they were able to sustain themselves and even were able to grow their businesses. So the most important thing now is how technology savvy a student is. Because if he is not technology savvy, it is not possible that he can work from home, right? And I'm not talking only about the changes because of a pandemic, but otherwise also, you imagine one area where technology has minimal impact. You would find every area would have an impact of technology. So the first requirement which any company would have from the student is how technology savvy you are. Second is, for example, you might be shopping from Amazon using your mobile phone. You must be watching web series from Netflix, right? You are watching this webinar right now. You must have attended your online classes. Everything is creating data. So there is a huge data now available, but there are very less people with an skill who can analyze this data. So data literacy is another thing which companies requires now. So your business analytics, data analytics, all these skills are now in demand and has to be there so that the companies can use the data in a structured manner to derive maximum out of it. Then resilience, recover quickly, right? You cannot just sit idle at home and say, what can I do? There is pandemic and I'm just cannot do anything because I cannot go out. There is a lockdown. Had companies thought about it, then probably all of them would have shut down. So when the money is at stake, you cannot just sit idle. You'll have to recover quickly from difficulties, right? And just to give you an example, in last March, when the pandemic was declared, uh, lockdown was declared in India, uh, we switched over to online teaching within 1 week's time. The entire infrastructure from physical was shifted to online, and we held each and every class. That means 100% classes as per the physical timetable. So that's how you need to recover quickly from difficulties, and industry need these people. Then adaptability and flexibility. You need to manage things fast, quickly, right? And then critical thinking. You cannot just say that this is what is right. You need to have logic behind everything. You need to evaluate everything, right? And then say. Creativity and innovation is required. Emotional intelligence, thinking about others. You cannot just say business is not coming, so I'll fire all my employees. No, as a manager, as an owner of a business, you have responsibility towards the people. So how do you handle those, right? How do you handle all these things? That's a very important skill which is required. So these skills, I just mentioned few. I told you I'm not mentioning all these skills, but I'm just mentioning few skills because they are the one which is important, one and most important one. So do you have it in you? The question is, are you technology savvy? And when I say technology savvy, it doesn't mean that are you on social media or do you know how to operate a computer or do you know how to, no, when I say technology savvy, I mean to say that would you be able to handle the changes which are happening because of technology in businesses? Then are you data literate? Would you be able to analyze data? Right? Are you resilient? So all these skills, do you have it? But if you don't even have it, what is the way forward? How do you move ahead? And the answer for it is that any MBA program which you are trying to get admission to, anywhere. I'm not talking about LPU, but I'm talking about any MBA program you are trying to uh, get into or you want to take admission. That MBA program should be designed in such a manner that it should develop your mindset and skill set to navigate these challenges, right? The program should prepare you in that. So I'll give you the programs which we have and how do these programs help you in navigating these challenges quickly. And then probably we'll come into the main part of our webinar today. So I'll talk about three programs quickly and I'll take questions towards the end. The MBA program which we have here in LPU, they are technology focused, and I told you that technology savviness is a skill required. So MBA cannot be theoretical. MBA now is technology focused. And why do I say that? Because we have courses like spreadsheet modeling, which is Excel based course, business statistics, which is SPSS based course or Excel based course, research methodology, again SPSS and eViews, data analytics we teach using R software, business intelligence and data visualization we teach through Tableau software. Emerging technologies is a course which would prepare you for emerging technologies like Internet of Things, right? Blockchain, machine learning. So all those would come into emerging technologies course. Now, these are core courses which everybody has to do. That means the entire MBA program would train you towards the changes which are happening because of technology. Then in LPU, we would have 21 different specializations to offer in LPU General MBA program. You can compare it with any business school. You would not find these kind of offerings given by any business school. And when we say in an MBA program, student can pick up 12 courses in one area, he becomes super specialized. If he picks 6 from marketing, 6 from HR, so he can choose 2 areas, then we call it as a dual specialization. So look at the area of specializations we offer: marketing, finance, human resource, operations, retail management, international business, information technology, strategy, entrepreneurship, banking. Now these are the areas without which MBA program generally is not treated to be an MBA program. Since ages we have been offering these specializations, and we do also offer. But because of the changes now which are happening, we offer some other specializations which are known as new age specializations: business analytics, digital marketing, artificial intelligence, e-commerce, agri-business, auditing, fintech, investment banking, right? So you can see a number of combinations you can have in the MBA program. So I think uh, anybody would get the area of choices he would like to have if he chooses this program. Then we have another beautiful program designed, which is known as MBA Honors. And if I quickly give you, there would be at least one course in every term which would be delivered by an industry or international faculty. Then one area of specialization would be by the industry. That is, you'll get an industry recognized certifications, right? So, for example, Digital Marketing Institute would give you a digital marketing uh, specialization, right? Then NSC would give you financial markets, while NX would give you business analytics, SHRM would give you strategic HR specialization, 3AI would give you machine learning, and KPMG would give you finance specialization. So that means apart from getting specializations, you'll get the industry certifications also in this area. Then in the beginning only, the university would give you 20,000 rupees as investment seed grant. You can invest it in stock market, right? The entire profit would be yours. But then we will train you how to invest, which all stocks to choose from, and we will also assess you how you are performing. Similarly, we will have a competition where you can pitch your idea, startup idea, business idea, and you can avail seed fund of 3 to 5 lakhs which would help you to run the business on the campus, right? Then we have another international visit planned for you to the countries like Dubai, Singapore, right? Then another research grant, so you can spend this 10,000 rupees for writing papers, writing copyrights, right? So all this you can use this money for. So all this is being done to bring in creativity in you, right? And you are being given money to take risks on the campus, which probably you will not find in most of the business schools. Then we would have simulation from Harvard, live projects from industries, and industry mentors to guide you regarding your career. So that's the MBA honors program which you can think of. Then we have other tie-up programs like MBA Business Analytics in collaboration with Wiley Next, MBA Financial Markets with NSC, National Stock Exchange, MBA Supply Chain with Safe Educate, MBA with Talent Edge with Talent Edge, right? So what does these specialized program means? That in generic MBA, general MBA, you can choose your area of specialization in third module. Whereas in specialized programs, when you take admission into MBA Business Analytics, your specialization starts from the first semester itself, first module itself. So these programs, which are industry type programs, they are for the people who probably have a very clear mindset that yes, I want to make my career in finance, so financial markets. I want to make my career in analytics, so business analytics. I want to make my career in supply chain. So anybody who is very clear where he wants to make his career, these programs are for them, right? Anybody who is having a little doubt, probably for them, generic MBA. I'll briefly give you what is MBA with Talent Edge also. This is a very unique program, first of its kind program. You'll get placement within the first 6 months of the program. You'll get placement in other programs also, but in this program, it is assured that when you take admission, in the first 6 months, you'll get the placements and you will do 9 months internship in the same company towards the end of the program. And you'll get 10,000 rupees per month as an internship amount also before you start getting the final salary in the same company. Then paid internship I just showed you. Then these are the 5 areas of specialization which we offer in this MBA with the Talent Edge program, right? All industry specific specializations. These are the companies which probably provide training and placements in MBA with Talent Edge program. And then we have other specialized programs which are hospital and healthcare management, MBA international business, MBA tourism and hospitality. So these are the other specialized MBA programs which we offer. But I am again saying, people who wish that they would first gain some management understanding and then choose specialization, for them we have generic MBA. But people who are very clear, I want to go in hospital and healthcare, I want to go in international business, I want to go in tourism, I want to go in analytics. So for them, these specialized programs makes more sense, right? Now coming to the fourth and major part, which is the student experience. I'll be talking about that. And if you read this sentence, there is no better experience than experience, right? So that means to understand it, you would need to take the experience. And at LP, in Mitchell School of Business at LPU, we provide overall comprehensive experience to the students. And I generally call that experience as integrated student experience. Why do I call it as integrated student experience? Because it's in 2 parts. First is in-class experience, within the class, something happening within the class, more to do with the curriculum, more to do with the subjects. Then the second part is beyond class experience, right? So I'll briefly give you in-class experience and then I'll pass on the platform to Guneet, who would give you beyond class experience and how that would help you and enrich you to become a good MBA, good manager in the industry. So when I talk about in the class, it has more to do with the curriculum I said, and we do that through simulation, daily current news analysis, case studies, dilemma situations, scenario plannings, role plays, experiential activities. So I'm not explaining it everything to you, but I'm saying there are a lot of activities. You will find teachers would be teaching less in the class, right? But you would be doing more in the class. So that's what MBA is all about. It's more to do with doing. It is less to do with listening, but it is more to do with doing, how to do things, right? So all these things would help you in doing things. Then blended learning, you'll get a lot of opportunity during the class, in the class, to replace your assignments with the MOOCs, online certifications. And in last 1 year, 1000 plus certifications have been availed by the students. Apart from their regular courses, on their resume, they can write, I have done this certification from Harvard, I have done this certification from Stanford, because all MOOCs are available from these good institutions, which you can add upon to your resume. Then the world leaders would come to your classes, and we had 150 plus interactions during last 1 year. Everything which I'm talking about is during pandemic, because people generally believe that it is only face-to-face experience that is what MBA experience is. Agreed, face-to-face experience is very important, but if the environment does not allow you to do it, that's how what we have done. 150 people coming to your class, and look at the kind of people, right? The president from Rolls-Royce, right? Then Kev Last from Jyoti Laboratory, and these companies, Rolls-Royce, Infosys, Shell, Coca-Cola, people coming from all these places. Then a lot of industry people who are already working in the industry, and they are alumni also. They keep coming to your classes. They keep interacting with you. You can look at this person is from Manoj is from Sri Lanka, Abuzar is from Afghanistan, right? Suman is a branch manager in Union Bank. Satyendra is from Nepal. Gohar is a professor in Central University, right? Nanado is an entrepreneur. Mahmoor is in Saudi Arabia, and all of them do visit and keep talking and enrich your in-class experience. Then a lot of diversity. I told you how many students are available that I've already spoken to you, that 350 plus from different countries. And you can imagine when discussion going on in the class and somebody from other country would pitch in his culture, and you would talk about your culture and how things management get affected because of that. All that gives you a very rewarding experience to understand. Then live projects integrated with the class. If you are doing marketing, then probably you'll get a marketing assignment to work for, right? You can sell certain things for companies like Frito-Lay's, right? Whereas if you are from HR, then you can do hiring for some company, right? So if you're from finance, you can do some other work. So you can see the data. 584 students in 45 companies have already done live projects in their first year itself. They have completed their live projects, right? So a lot of opportunities would get. And then along with your teaching, you can start ventures on the campus, and you can look at already 50 plus ventures have been started by the students on the campus, right? So a lot of experiential learning activities would happen with you. And finally, I think this is a very important dimension which Guneet would discuss with you now. Student clubs, they play an important role in the student experience. And let me tell you, most of the things which I talked right now with you, they have been conducted only through the student clubs, right? And one of the very, very important dimension of a student experience on the campus, right? So I think with this, I would request Rishiji to kindly pass on the presentation rights to Guneet so that he can take forward the discussion from here.
Definitely, sir. I'll be doing that. It was wonderful watching you talking on NIRF rankings, accreditations, disciplines, major industry trends and expectations from the students, industry tie-up programs, specialized MBA, integrated student experience. I'm sure all the details will benefit the attendees. And moving on to Mr. Guneet Paul, I'll be giving you the rights for the presentation, sir. Done
Thank you
from
so
my
much,
side.
sir. Thank you very much. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah.
All right. So, a very good evening to all of you. So, as Verma said, that MBA is an experience. So, let me show you what this journey looks like, right? So, if you are with me, so I'll start with a small journey video with you, right? And I'll be explaining what is happening there.
I will request Mr. Guneet Paul to please share your screen first.
Okay. All right, sir.
Yeah.
Are you
Done.
able to see my screen?
Yeah, visible. Perfect.
Okay. Sorry for that. All right, guys. So good evening to all of you. As sir said, experience is an experience, a journey at LPU Mithra School of Business. It's a ride that you have to enjoy, and I'm sure you will definitely enjoy it once you join the school. So if I, get into the club's journey, let me tell you briefly something very interesting about the clubs. That we've got 9 various clubs at Mithra School of Business, and we call them MSB Atom. It's Mithra School of Business Activity Team of Management. So these clubs not only conduct events and activities, they also compete with each other. So when I say compete with each other, what I want to say is that these clubs, they actually fight for leadership, for initiatives, for taking coordination opportunities. They actually fight for giving an experience to their fellow mates, so for bringing the corporate to the university. So we've got these 9 base clubs. So I'll just briefly introduce you with each club. We got student training club, which deals in training the student in various needs. It can be corporate industry need, it can be a student academic need, it can be a personality development need, it can be a fitness training need. Anything related to training, student training club takes care of. Then we've got operations and IT club, wherein we have students who are especially into operations and IT, so they take care of this club. We've got culture club to keep everybody interested and refreshed, and to bring corporate culture around. We've got Questers Club, which is basically a commerce club, so wherein these students, they conduct activities in order to help students understand that what is commerce and how it is connected to academics, and how we can gain practical experience. Then we've got Chanakya Club, which is a strategy club. We've got FinStreet Club, which, as the name suggests, it is a finance club. We've got Marco Fest Club. They call them sun among the stars, so they know how to market themselves. We've got Disha Club, which is an HR club, and we've got eCell, right, which is an eCell entrepreneurship cell club, which Varma sir already told you about, that help you, gives you a lot of opportunities in learning in entrepreneurship. And eCell takes care of initiatives. It brings the various CEOs, the various entrepreneurs from the corporate industry to the platform, and where students can meet them and learn about entrepreneurship, right? So let's move ahead into this journey. Let's open up more about this journey. So, guys, as sir was saying, that offline and online board, when you are in the university and when you are online, so guys, there has been no difference at Mithra School of Business, because we have been conducting conferences, meetings, events, knowledge hub activities, webinars, awareness campaigns, workshops, whatnot, interviews, alumni connect, CSR. So I'll just give you a brief about what happens here. So when I talk about conferences, we recently had an international conference wherein speakers from more than 20 countries, and these speakers were students. And who coordinated this whole conference? The Mithra School of Business Activity Club office bearers, right? They conduct awareness campaigns to aware people about what is happening in the world. So management graduate is expected to know everything about everything, right? If you're into marketing, you can go into marketing as into Asian Paints, or you can go into marketing in an automobile company, or you can be a market executive for a fitness program company. So you need to know everything about everything, right? So even if you're a human resource, you have to recruit people from various backgrounds. So these awareness campaigns are mainly focused at making you aware about what is happening in the society, what is happening in the world, and how you need to be updated with these things. And when we call about webinars, a lot of students, they connect with the corporate, and they call them to the campus, and through webinars, through seminars, they ask them to share their experiences with the students. So these experiences are not only the life experiences, but the industry experiences, but also how did they plan their journey into the corporate. When you're going to talk about knowledge hub, so every day these clubs, they conduct activities wherein they share knowledge about various streams. So if it's a Disha club, it will share HR related news and HR related trends. And if it is a marketing club, they will be showcasing that what are the recent marketing trends are currently going on. So I'll be going into each of these things with screenshots of what has happened, right? If I talk about events, right? So events are basically platforms which give you competition pressure, stress pressure, which tell you how to participate in a group, participate in a team, right? And then interviews, if you are a part of Mitra School of Business, you not only get interviewed, you also conduct interviews, right? So you get to know, you get to sit on the other side of the platform where you conduct interviews, right? And then alumni connect, the most important thing which is there as a manager, because your network is your net worth. So alumni connect is basically aimed at helping you connect with the alumni of Mitra School of Business, which has wide range of corporate. So we've got Federal Bank alumni, we've got Asian Paints alumni, so we've got TCI alumni, we've got TCS alumni. So many companies are there. So we conduct these senior unit talks. And when I say we, it is all students. And on the right hand corner, you can see CSR, corporate social responsibility. So these students are not just holding them back in the campus only. They are connecting with the corporate and helping them conduct their corporate social responsibility activities. And what are they fighting for? They're fighting for this prestigious position, right? As I told you that, they are competing with each other. Okay, so if I have to show you with a graphic, I'll show you a recent MSB ladder for you, right? So this is something which they are fighting for, right? If you can see, each club fights for a point, and there's a ladder that they have to go, and the competition is so close, right? So you can see, they are changing their positions every year in the ladder. This is a recent ladder that we've made, and currently the clubs are at these positions, right? And but they're still fighting, right? At the end of the year, you never know which club is going to actually be the topper here. Okay, so you can see the difference in the points. The competition is so close. Every day it's a dynamic thing, and regularly these ladders change. Okay, so I'll just let this whole ladder shown to you first, and then I'll move on. So currently, as you can see, Marco File, Spin Street, and HR is leading, right? But this position is going to change within 2 months. So this is how dynamic things are happening here. Okay, and who is doing all these things? And guys, if you think that in online mode it is difficult, let me show you that what we have managed in online mode in the last 1 year. These are the people, these are the leaders, and if you can see them, all of them, they speak as great as corporate leaders, right? And these people have been able to do everything online, through online meetings, through online discussions, through online competitions. These are some screenshots of the online meetings they had, and you can see the smiling faces, the victory signs, the thumbs up signs. So it is not just a club, it's a family, it's an activity beaming with energy. And these meetings are not only being held in 9 to 5 times. So these are corporate students you're looking at. They get up at any time of the day and they're ready for a meeting. So let us show you that what they have achieved through these multiple meetings, right? So let us start with the initiatives that I was talking about, the knowledge sharing initiatives. Let's see how do they do. So the budget comes and the clubs are ready. Clubs are ready to do what? They're ready to give their view, right? So they motivate each other, they motivate all the students, they motivate the corporate, they motivate the alumni. So everybody comes together on a platform and they give their views on the budget. And not only budget, it is you as an MBA, as I told you, have to when you go for corporate job applications, you have to be in group discussion. And in group discussion, topics that are given, I have a wide range, right? So they are not holding themselves back to just technical topics. They also go out and celebrate days like Indian Navy Day, Republic Day, Independence Day. They remember the heroes of the country. And my dear friends, they do not just remember just sitting back their home. You can see the pictures. They get up in their from their comfort zone and they click pictures, they make videos, they send their messages, right? And this is how they spend their time online. So you can see a difference once you join Mitra School of Business, that yes, you'll be using Facebook, you'll be using Instagram, you'll be using LinkedIn, but with a different objective. Your family will feel that, okay, my son, my daughter is a manager now. I can see the difference in his online activity, right? So, and as I told you that we do not hold back to our campus only. We go out of our campus, we do these corporate social responsibility activities. You can see that these are students of Mitra School of Business who are going out there teaching kids, helping orphans, helping elders. And on the left hand side, if you can see, the families are also being involved, right? Parents Day, Sister Day, Brothers Day, everything, you name it, the students are ready. They bring their families together and they also become a part of the club. So if you are a part of, let's say, Finsit Club, you're not alone a part, your family is also part of the club, right? So moving on, as I told you that we also connect with the alumni. So we hold these kind of shows regularly, like Senior Junior Talk Show. We have a lot of groups which are made wherein you can contact and conduct meetings with your seniors. You can call them anytime. You can connect with them on LinkedIn, right? And these kind of connects help you connect directly with the corporate. So it is not only the inside the classroom learning where you're learning from your teachers. It is a learning where you're learning from each other, learning from your collaboration, learning from your own knowledge as well as exposure from others. And my dear friends, let me tell you one thing. When we say that these things are happening, who is conducting all these things? Students. That means who is leading from the front? Students. That means who is becoming a leader? The students. The Mithra School of Mithra School of Business students, they're not just students, they are managers, they are leaders, right? They're already professionals because they conduct these activities formally, right? And they take initiatives. So who takes an initiative, guys? Right? On 26/11, they switch off the lights and then they're remembering the heroes. Who takes this initiative? Who's called a person who takes initiative? Right? And they're able to manage this in addition to their studies. So they are not only becoming leaders, they're becoming managers. And when they conduct these meetings, right, they learn from each other. They learn patience, they learn interpersonal skills. They also learn how to understand each other and how to talk to people from various cultures. As our Masar said, that we have students from various states, various countries. So when you're conducting these kind of meetings, guys, you're learning from each other. And then you're finalizing your idea. You're collaborating, you're listening, you are developing patience, you're developing listening skills. And that is what the corporate is looking at. They want people who are good managers and are good team leaders. And everything in the industry is right now happening in online mode, if you can see. And so if you get an experience of offline plus online mode, you will become a complete manager, right? So if you, whether it's talking about nature or whether it is talking about in plantation, whether it's talking about business marathons, the recent pandemic that we are talking about, everything. So managers do not sit idle at all. Okay, so it is not that MBA is a degree. MBA is a journey, as I said. Okay, MBA is an experience. It is not a degree. It is an experience, and you have to be in the clubs to experience it. So we are not limited to only Indian initiatives, right? So we go forward and we also understand about what is happening in the world. So when you celebrate something like United Nations Day, what happens is when you are in a club, you get together and you first discuss what is United Nations Day, what was actually celebrated on this day, and why do we celebrate United Nations Day. And then the initiatives that they take, they not only inform people about what is United Nations Day, they also ask them questions. Okay, they would have a talk show, wherein they will talk to each other. Will they ask somebody to come and share their issues and how they feel that United Nations should work, right? So it is something where they are analyzing, researching, and then coming, right? So one is planning and second is executing. So from planning to execution, clubs are leading. So as you can see, social initiatives, if you talk about violence against women, if you talk about pollution day, mental health, everything. And you have already seen around 10 to 11 initiatives, and now you can see a plethora of initiatives in the next slides, right? So guys, there's so much that has been done in the last 6 months only, right? So it will take me more than 2 hours to show you each and everything individually, right? So you can see World Health Day, World Safety Day. You can see initiatives being taken on Army Day. And in further, you can see World Siblings Day, National Technology Day, Music Day, World Bicycle Day, Earth Day. You might even not know that these days are there, but when you're in the club, you are active. You know what is happening in the world. So guys, when you are in a marketing company, if you have a knowledge about all these days, just imagine what you can do, right? So designing a marketing campaign requires a lot of knowledge in understanding that how society works. And society works with these days and festivals. If you're an HR executive, you can conduct activities on these days in your organization, but only if you know, right? So if I keep on moving on, World Consumer Right Day, right to be heard, right to be listened to, Consumer Protection Act, consumers is something which the business world is always connected with, right? So if you understand the consumer, so the World Consumers Days initiative was a wonderful initiative taken by the club, wherein they took lead and understood that how a consumer thinks and how a consumer should think. Okay, so it is not only the activities which are related to your management, it is also activities which are related to how things happen in the world. And that is what management is allowed. When you are into a business, you should know how the world is functioning, then only you can function in that world. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about the events. This was a wonderful event which was conducted. We had, you can't even imagine, we had around 1.8 thousand members who were part of this corporate social initiative. So it's a corporate social initiative. So these students, they coordinated with the corporate and helped the corporate achieve their targets, right? So they motivated not only their fellow mates, they motivated students from various colleges, they motivated their family members, they motivated their friends in becoming a green person. When I say green person, a person who is conscious about keeping the world green, right? So this was a very interesting name given to the challenge. I plant to save earth. So they planted trees, they helped others grow. And when they are being interviewed, they come back to us and they say that, sir, when we talk about in our interviews that we conducted this event, the corporate is very happy. And not only this event, the international events, I just told you about students from 20 plus countries, they participated in these events. Okay, and what was this event about? It was a virtual conference on the fight against COVID pandemic. Right now the whole world is fighting against COVID. So this event was organized, was a brainchild of the clubs of Mitra School of Business, where they collaborated and they brought together students from various countries, and these students, they analyzed their country's preparation against COVID, and then they had a conference, and then they shared that how each country is taking these steps. So it was a wonderful knowledge sharing platform. If I keep on moving, if we talk about marketing, you can just see the name of the event, Mohirang the Corporate, right? So they're coming out with marketing campaigns, they're coming out with events which are worth looking at, not even participating, just look at the poster. This has been designed by managers, and the name from PUBG, they made it MUBG, right? This is what manager is all about, right? This is what marketing is all about. This is what coordination is all about. This is about reaching to the audience is all about. You can see another event, S Marketeers, which was in collaboration with the industry, right? So when you join with the School of Business, you will understand what is being a manager. You will not understand what is being a student. You will understand what is being a professional, what is being a leader, what is being an initiator, what is being a person who wants to grow out of his or her comfort zone, right? So you can see that again, every event is worth looking at. Rags to riches. It was a wonderful concept. It was an event which was held on Instagram. So you see stories happening on Instagram. Every story had a quiz line, and if you clicked on the right answer, you went to the right story. If you clicked on the wrong answer, it took you to a wrong story. So these students, they created 300 Instagram accounts, and then they made 300 stories, and then they made this event, which was amazing, which was online. This event was completed in 45 minutes, but the experience which the students went was definitely from rags to riches. When I say rags, lack of knowledge makes you rag, and riches, you ended up in this event with a plethora of knowledge. Okay, and if I talk about public speaking, we've got various events happening. Boardroom was something wherein group discussion happened. So around 600 to 700 MBA students, managers, they conducted group discussions, and only the top 10 they reached the final round. So you can see the exposure, the experience they got, and they talked about all the latest topics. And we do not stop here. We had a Royal Rumble debate competition. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that it is a happening life. MBA is not a degree. It is something which is happening, and you have to be part of that happening by joining the clubs. So, and every teenager or every young person and every college student is excited about Valentine's Day. But how do we celebrate Valentine's Day? We have an event. Finstreet came up with the event, Budge Valentino, right? So no more, you will have to definitely join the clubs, right? So it says, don't waste your time in thinking. Just click on the link and enter into an unimaginable world. So it was a money efficiency based Valentine's Day event. So we are not stopping on any day. We convert every day into a management day, right? So this is what the club journey is all about, guys, right? And then we had a declamation event wherein students, it was a 2 days event. A lot of students, around 200 students, they participated. We had somebody from the Indian Army, guys, a high rank official from Indian Army. They came and they spoke to the students on the Vijay Divas. Okay, and let me tell you that one of our president of Institute Club has recently SSB and is going to join the army. A lot of the club presidents are now at very good positions with various companies. Okay, so these kind of events, they help to connect with people from the industry, from army, whichever career you want to take. Okay, so we do not stop here, guys. So you can see HR regatta. What is regatta? Regatta is a boat race. You don't even know what is regatta, but these guys went on and made an event on regatta. So regatta is a very prestigious boat race which is conducted between various big universities like Oxford, Harvard. So these students, they do not just stick to periphery of India, as I told you. So they made an event based on the international standards, and it was called HR Regatta, Human Resources. So the HR club, conducted this event, and then it
Guneet,
had a lot of drama. Yes, sir.
Guneet, I think it shows how many activities the clubs keep on organizing, the enthusiasm you are showing, and the kind of activities you are showing. I think it can take the entire day. But let us take few questions also. So I think quickly wrap up,
Okay, sir.
then we
I'll
can take
take
up
2 minutes
questions.
to wrap up.
Right,
I'll take 2 minutes to wrap up, sir.
right.
Okay. So guys, a lot of interesting and innovative events. The Curse of MSB Islands is something which is a creative event. So I will not take much of your time. We have already covered all these things. I'll also show you that what other things they do. They design the certificates also, my dear friends. These are not just managers. These are designers. They take the journey from start till the end. They take ownership of everything they do, right? And not only this, every day, knowledge sharing messages are shared on WhatsApp, whether it's HR personality, whether it's Monday article, Tuesday theorem, Wednesday concept, or whether it is Friday facts, right? So as sir said, it will take a lot of time for I have to cover everything. Okay, so I'll end up with this thought in my mind that you should not stop. You should not stop growing. You should not stop listening. You should not stop reading. You should not stop, uh, you know, uh, becoming a great personality, right? On this note, I'm going to end this session, and just to remind you once again, we've got these 9 amazing clubs at Mitra School of Business. So we'll throw out this platform now for you to ask your questions. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Guneet. It was wonderful. You gave an insight into all the clubs and the activities. Wonderful. Now moving on to, I have to make an announcement for all the attendees. There are 2 ways you can put in your questions. There is a question box. You write your questions. The experts are open for the questions. And please feel free to put in your questions onto the Q&A box. Number 2, you can raise your hand through the interface and I'll be connecting you directly to the experts for your query, and you'll be asking them and getting the answers directly. So I would like to see a few of the raised hands in the interface so that I can decide upon and connect you, right? So the first question I'll take up in meanwhile they raise their hand. I can take up first question coming to me in the textual form, that is from Shivani Pundir. Shivani wants to know, can I join more than one club at a time?
Yes, Shivani, sorry. You can definitely join more than one club, right? But if you want to become the coordinator, you can become the coordinator of one club, but you can become member of all the clubs. So what we do is when you join with the School of Business, we give you experience with all the clubs. So in the first 2 months, you join all the clubs and you work with all the clubs, and then you lead, right? And then you choose that club to lead, and in other clubs you participate. So in one club you initiate, you coordinate, you organize, and in other clubs you participate, right? You give them ideas. So this is how it works.
So we have a next raised hand from Rajat Sharma. Rajat, are you there? I have given you the rights. Please unmute yourself and talk to the experts. Rajat. Are you there, Rajat? Okay. So another question is coming from Ankit. Ankit, I have given you the rights. Please unmute yourself and put up your question. Ankit Sharma.
So good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ankit.
So, sir, can you talk about any physical fitness club? Like we have any physical fitness club?
Right. So
Yeah.
as I told you that we've got a yes, sorry, sir. Please continue.
Go ahead, Guneet. Go ahead.
So Ankit, as I told you that we've got a culture club. So culture club is basically aimed at building a professional culture. So they conduct activities related to aerobics, they conduct activities related to yoga, they conduct activities related to marathon, And in fact, we had a business marathon organized by Mittal School of Business in coordination with the State Bank of India officials. So it was a wonderful event which happened where the students participated. So you name it and we have it, and if you name it and we don't have it, you come and start it. That is how what we believe in, right? So if you believe that
Okay.
this is something which you do not have, you come and start it. If you feel that you are a good dancer and you want to teach managers a dance, you can do it, right? You can start with your own book club, you can start with your dance club. Under the culture club, we have a lot of options.
Okay.
And just to add upon to your question, what we are talking about is only Mittal School of Business, right? Whereas we have a division of student welfare, where we have n number of other clubs and organizations working, n number of clubs and organizations working. So if you don't find any club of your interest, the one thing which Guneet said is you start it and others would join you. But if you don't want to do that, then you can join any other club which is started by a division of student welfare. But you will definitely find a fitness club there for sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Coming on to the next question, which is again related to the clubs, and they want to know, most of the students want to know how to identify that which club is suitable for us. If it is skill based, then what is the way to identify that which club would we will be doing well?
For me, I think the answer is straight. It is the interest. But I think Guneet would elaborate how to go about it. Yes, Guneet.
So
Yeah, some network problem.
yes, so as I told you in the starting we introduce you with all the clubs. Yeah. So in the starting we introduce you with all the clubs. Okay, you become a part of all the clubs and then you understand. Okay, because in the first 3 or 4 months as an MBA student, you are also deciding in which line I want to actually build my career. Sometimes you enter as a student who wants to go into HR, but you end up going into financial markets because you find finance so intriguing and so interesting, right? So that is what MBA is all about. It is an experience. You experience various concepts, you experience various streams, various domains, and then you want to go into one particular stream. Okay, and as we have dual specialization also, so you can be a part of HR as well as FinStream. When I say you can be part of 2 clubs, you can actually participate in HR events and competitions and get exposure in the field of HR. And so at the same time, you can design marketing campaigns for Marco Files Club, and you can keep on testing your marketing knowledge. So when you have that alumni connect, when you talk to your seniors, they can actually tell you that what is right for you, and then you can talk to your mentors, and then you can even connect with corporate, and then finally decide for yourself that what is the direction you want to go into. Basically, you decide for yourself through discussions, collaborations, and experience.
That's a wonderful answer, and I hope he's able to know how to go ahead with that. Thank you so much, sir. And we have questions coming from Gargi, Leela Mohan, Rajat, Ankit. We'll come back to you in a short while, Gargi and Leela. Um Before that, I want to just move on to Miss Kavisha for her little presentation, quick presentation that will talk about money, that is scholarship. She's going to save your money, in fact, and that would be interesting for you. I would request Miss Kavisha to be really very quick on that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So my screen is visible?
Let me see, still not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Let me take you to the exotic journey of lovely professional university. Talking about the campus life, I'll start with that 106th Indian Science Congress was held in lovely professional university and was inaugurated by none other than Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. Who doesn't know about the Dalai Lama? The famous Dalai Lama was there in a convocation in lovely professional university. Former President Pranab Mukherjee, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, sharing the stage with our Honorable Chancellor. Shri Arun Jaitley ji started the LPU Startup School in lovely professional university. We have all the eminent personalities part of lovely professional university. Gohar Gopal Das ji giving valuable information about life to my students. All the real life heroes are also being part of Lovely Professional University. They motivate my students. Their journey is not very easy. Their journey is exotic and inspirational. My students feel motivated while talking to them. You name a star and we have it in our campus. Talking about the infrastructure, I can vouch on one thing. It's world's best infrastructure. Look at this eminent architecture. 13 blocks are attached to this architecture. Let's peep inside this architecture. This is an closed auditorium with a capacity of 2,500 people in a one single roof, where you must have seen the previous picture where Gopal Das ji was giving his enlightenment on life in this particular auditorium. We have the well-equipped labs, fully air-conditioned library that is available. All the latest books are available in large quantity. Even it is open till 12, I'll say PM at night during the exams, and normal days 8 PM. This is the heart of lovely Professional University, the Uni Mall. All the basic amenities of life are available inside the campus. Ankit was asking about the fitness. We do have for your fitness, we have gym inside the campus. Your layer activities also, we have various activities where you can feel comfortable, refresh yourself while involving yourself in the layer activities. We do have a hospital facility with the 20 beds and the best of doctors available inside the campus. Solar panel auditorium with a capacity of 20,000 people. Look at this. I feel so proud when I look at this lush green environment. This makes me feel, yes, I am associated with lovely Professional University. Lovely Professional University shining in the light of moons and stars. Talking about the sports, we have the swimming pool, we have the shooting range, we have badminton courts, we have basketball courts, and we have best experienced coaches to train my students. You name a sport, we have it. Even the cultural activities, the similar kind of platform is there for all the cultural activities as well. If I talk about the residential facilities, it's a ragging-free campus. Even I, being a lady faculty, cannot enter the girls' hostel. You need to have turnstile gates and the pass. Everything is well in line. Talking about the residential facilities, we have 1-seater, 2-seater, 3-seater, 4-seater. We do have apartments. We have AC, non-AC, food options also, standard North Indian, South Indian. We have a 6 girls hostel and 8 boys hostel with a capacity of 20,000 people. If I talk about 4-seater air cooler, the charges are 68,000 per academic year. The food is separate, that is 34,000 per academic year. We have all the basic amenities inside the campus. It's a mini town itself. Now, talking about the programs offered, we have more than 200 plus programs. We'll talk about the MBA. In MBA, we have talking about the Masters in Business Administration. The program, if I talk about MBA honors, duration is 2 years, and we have 8 modules. Now, what is the eligibility for this particular program? It is the pass with 55% aggregate marks in your bachelor degree from any discipline or equivalent, subject to qualify LPU NEST, that is Lovely Professional University National Eligibility Scholarship Test. If you have given any CAT, MAT, or ZAT, NMAT, or CMAT, then you'll be exempted from the LPU NEST exam. Then you can directly appear in the interview, or there'll be certain other eligibility criteria as well. If I talk about MBA honors, the eligibility criteria involves certain other parameters as well. After clearing the LPU NEST interview, you need to go for the final selection for admission in MBA honors. Will be based on the essay, written essay, that is 20% weightage, interview 60% weightage, and work experience 20% weightage, subject to scoring the minimum marks in the interview. Talking about the MBA program, again 2 years, 8 modules. We'll talk about the eligibility. Here the eligibility is comprised of the pass percentage with 55% aggregate marks in the bachelor degree, subject to qualify LPU NEST or CAT, MAT exam or CMAT and the interview. No further, like for MBA honors, you need to go for the essay writing and the other things. But here it is only the LPU NEST or other qualifying exam and the interview need to qualify. Talking about MBA hospital and healthcare management, the eligibility is same as the MBA. If I talk about MBA tourism and hospitality, the eligibility is same as the normal MBA program. Talking about the MBA international business, again the eligibility is same as the previous program. If I talk about the MBA Talent Edge, here the eligibility varies. The eligibility is 55% aggregate marks in the bachelor degree, any discipline, subject to qualify LPU NEST, CAT, MAT, ZAT, NMAT, CMAT, and interview, and the psychometric test. Here the psychometric test is in the addition that you need to qualify. That is basically to choose your interest. If I talk about the business analytics, that is another separate program offered in the Master's in Business Administration. Here the eligibility again differs. It is the pass percentage and 55% aggregate marks in BE or BTech or BSc Physics, Chemistry, Mathematics, or BSc Mathematics, or BA Economics or Math Statistics, or BCom or BBA or BCA, subject to qualify again the LPU NEST and the interview. Talking about the MBA Financial Markets, again it is 55% aggregate marks in the equivalent subject, or subject to qualify LPU NEST or CAT, MAT, XAT exam and the interview. Talking about the MBA Supply Chain and the Logistics, if I talk about the program, say the eligibility is same as the MBA program. Now talking about the fee and scholarship, that is the most important part, and I'm sure the students really want to know about the how much scholarship we can get in this particular program. If I talk about 60,000 students have already availed the scholarship program in last 7 years, that accountable to be the 61%, rupees 500 crores total scholarship has been spent by Lovely Professional University. If I talk about the MBA program, the fee is 1,90,000 per semester. An MBA, basically you'll be paying the fee for 4 semesters only, maybe if it is in the modules as well. Now, how to get the 30% scholarship in the MBA program? Either you should have in your UG, your marks should be 70 to 79.9%, or in your class 12th, 80 to 89.9%, or in your LPU NEST cutoff 3, you will be liable for 30% scholarship and your fee will be only 1,33,000. If you want to go for the higher bracket of 40%, either you should have in your graduation 80 to 89.9%, in your class 12th 90 to 94.9%, LPU NEST cutoff 2, you'll be any one of it. You'll be able to get the 40% scholarship and your fee will be only 1,14,000. If you want to get for the higher bracket of MBA, that is 50%, you need to have in your graduation 90% above marks, a class 12 95% above, or LPU NEST cutoff 1. The application process is very simple. It's online. What you need to do is you need to register into LPU Admit with the basic details: name, email ID, mobile number, state, gender, password. Your email ID will act as your username and the password. You will get an email on your registered email ID. Log in into LPU Admit with the already created username and password. Apply for the LPU NEST, book the exam slot and appear. And after that, you can appear for the interview. And the next step is your result will be there and you can proceed for the admission process. You can take a snapshot of the screen where we have the helpline number and our email address is mentioned. If you have any queries, we'll really love to help you out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Kavisha, for taking up the admissions part so quickly. And I hope students would be benefiting out of it. So we have next question. Before we sign off, we can take 1 or 2 questions. Taking up Gargi Pathak. Gargi, I have given you the rights. Can you please unmute yourself and put in your question? Gargi, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Gagi, you are audible.
Okay. Good evening, sir. It was a very valuable session, and thank you so much for this. But I have one query regarding the coordinator of the student club. So I wanted to know, how can a student become a coordinator of these clubs?
All right. So, Gargi, once you join Mitra School of Business, so first we present all the clubs to you. Okay. Then we ask you to fill a form wherein you can give your preference is which club you want to join. So you can join a club in 2 ways. Either you can become a member or a coordinator. Okay. If you're a member, that means you get to participate in events organized by the club office bearers or by the club students. You get access to all the knowledge hub messages every day on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. You get to be part of conferences, you get to be part of webinars, everything. Okay. So as a member, you can attend everything that the club organizes. As a coordinator, you will coordinate also, attend also, and participate also, right? So if you want to become a member, it's a simple procedure. You just name the clubs and we add you into those groups. If you want to become a coordinator, then you have to pass through a personal interview, which is conducted by the senior club office bearers and their faculty mentors. Okay, so you can give interviews to all the clubs, okay, and then see in which club you get selected. And once you get selected, you can also get selected in 2 to 3 clubs, which I said earlier. And then for 1 month, 1.5 months, you can be part of all the clubs, and then finally decide which club you want to continue with as a coordinator. I hope it answers your question, Gary.
Yes, of course. Mr. Guneet.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now move on to the next and probably the last query of this session is going to be from Leela Mohan Kumar. So, Leela, can you please unmute yourself and put in your question? Leela Mohan, can you hear me? Yes, please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sir, what's the difference between MBA with Talent Edge and MBA with Safe Educate with respect to supply chain and logistics?
Okay, okay. So, good question. You see, to the benefit of all, every MBA have their unique values, right? It is only that because the students have different goals in their life, so which program would help them reaching their goals, that is what matters. So now Talent Edge and MBA with supply chain, which is with Safe Educate and Talent Edge program, they are different in two ways. One, that MBA with Safe Educate, which is a supply chain and logistics program, the specialization starts from the first term, right? So there don't have the choice to choose the specializations, right? And then the courses in every term, probably there would be one or two courses which would be taught by the industry experts. Whereas in case of Talent Edge program, the first two module courses would be taught by LPU faculty, and after that the entire program would be taught by the industry people, which would be selected by Talent Edge but approved by Mitchell School of Business. And in that case, again, which I mentioned earlier, in case of Talent Edge, you have option of choices. You can take supply chain there also. So, but then if you decide after 2 months that probably supply chain is not for me, then you can take other 4 options available to you in that case. Plus, over and above that, you get placed in the first 6 months, and then you have a 9-month internship with the paid internship of 10,000 per month, right? But repeating this, I am again mentioning this line which I mentioned earlier, that placement is assured in almost every MBA program. It is only a question of whether it is being assured in first 6 months or it is being assured towards the last 6 months. So some people would like to get assurance first. So if you are that kind of a person, then MBA Talent Edge is for you. And then you can start your industry internship also with paid internship, so money starts coming back. So, and again, I'm reiterating the line which I said in the beginning. Every MBA program has their own unique values. So whatever goals you have in mind, and how do you want to achieve those goals? These MBA programs are only a pathway for you. So decide accordingly, right? Thank you.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Although it's the time to sign off, can we take one single question that is coming more frequently from many of the attendees?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So I would request Ankit to put up his question. Ankit, I'm going to give you the rights. Please unmute yourself and put up your question. Ankit Sharma. Ankit, am I audible? Ankit, I have given you the rights. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
So, good evening. Sorry to disturb you, sir, again. I want to ask about international visits.
So there are two ways of doing it, Ankit. One is,
Okay.
I told you, in MBA honors program, right? So in
Yes.
MBA honors program, the international visit would be for 5 to 6 days. We call it 1 week international visit to countries like Dubai or Singapore, where we would have planned industry interactions, industry visits for you people. So it's a complete exposure for a 1 week's time in those countries. And another is that in case of we keep on regularly providing entrepreneurship, international visit opportunities to our students. You can pick up a course with any other university which we have tied up with, and you can complete your 1 term there. or you can complete your one course there. So there are multiple opportunities with which you can take this exposure. Or I think Kavisha can give you more details if required, but then we have another 1+1 year program, right? You can complete 1 year at LPU in MBA, and 1 year you can complete with any other partnering university we have across the world. So you can have it in different countries. So so you have multiple avenues to take this global exposure. Again, it depends upon you. How would you like to, and what kind of exposure you would like to have? But you would have multiple avenues available for this global exposure.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So that was a wonderful session, sir. And I would like to sign off by saying, experts, your years of research and your depth of understanding the topic and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoons for all the attendees. On behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided by the experts to take a better decision regarding your academics as well as your admissions. I'm obliged and once again thankful to all the experts for strengthening this platform. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rishi.
Thank you so much.